Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WGLNA. My name is Andre Greator Pengsho, and we're going to be taking a look at everything in the WGLNA week number 3. Now, before we go into this, I do want to address something, as last week we had a slight mishap on the broadcast. On Sunday, July 21st, only 3 out of the 4 matches were played. The last match, Strike versus EC, was not played, as Strike failed to make the call time for the match. Strike made no effort to contact our admins nor show up to the assigned time, giving EC the forfeit win. Now here at WGLNA, we respect the time you, the viewer, take out of your day to be involved with the WGLNA, and we sincerely thank you for being a part of our broadcast. Every team made a dedication agreement when entering the WGLNA as a competitor, and that agreement was broken. Consequences are now in order. Thus, Strike and all of their players will now be banned from the participation of the WGLNA for the rest of 2013. We apologize to the fans and the viewers. Rest assured, as we move forward, we will do everything in our power to prevent these kinds of events from taking place. Obviously, it's not something that we want to have happen, but we're going to focus on the positives. And, of course, that is we have 4 scheduled matches today, and they're all going to be great, particularly the showcase match, which will be Fulcrum Gaming versus Scurry Hard. Both teams 5-0, looking forward to that. But joined alongside me on set today is Randall Rookhill Holcomb as my co-host. Randall, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good, Andre. How are you doing, man?
Not bad, not bad.
All right.
Also joined alongside me is going to be Mr. Dan Frodan Cho.
Yo.
On the telestrator. Really looking forward to it, Dan?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to drawing. I didn't do very well in art school or art class back in elementary school, so forgive me for my drawing, but I do feel like I have a lot to share about today's matches.
Dan, what's wrong with your hair today? It's not it's not the same.
It's a little sad today. It's in mourning. It's also because I'm due for a haircut.
All right. Well, that being said, we have to continue the tradition. This day in history, the first atomic bomb was dropped, or tested rather, inside the waters from the U.S. in 1946. Kind of crazy, man.
Yeah. Well, I guess it dropped a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. Kind of sunk. It's a little bit heavy. Atomic bombs.
They're a little bit heavy.
Little bit. Just
like dynamite. They were supposed to end all wars. It's not going to happen.
Not even close.
Yep. Anyway, let's go ahead and get onto it. Last week we had some amazing, fantastic play, and we're going to take a look at what happened with the backtrack. So let's go ahead and take a look at that right now. First up, we have Wreak Havoc against Simplistic. Obviously, these two teams are some of the front runners in the WGLNA. Wreak Havoc, though, they've definitely been doing pretty well, as we'll be able to see them a little bit later.
Yeah, this is a great cap fast here by Wreak Havoc. I think this was a good old, kind of like a bait and switch here. They use Sarge and a KV-5 as a huge distraction, and he just makes the biggest scene that he can. And then as he draws the attention of the enemy team, Wreak Havoc moves into position. Good match there.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because, they did that against Simp, too, Simp Main. And Simp Main was able to clean that up. But another Simp team, Simple Tankers, faced off against River of Blood. And what I thought was a big shock, honestly. Simple Tankers, I thought, were playing really, really well all season long. And River of Blood, they weren't impressing me as much. But this series really, really shined through.
Yeah, this was great positioning there by River of Blood. But as we move on to our next match, this is Nerve versus Simp. Probably the biggest game of the bracket there, as Nerve pushes into Simp repeatedly. This is an example on Ensk, where Nerve just pushed straight down the middle, right into Simp. We saw the Mac attack in action all 3 matches.
Oh, yeah, Mac G always dying very fast, and that means Simp is going to win. Nerve, as you said, was super, super aggressive throughout this entire series. And, it just fell flat. And I'm not sure if, they were just hiding a lot of strategies, because remember, Nerve is one of those teams that there's a 99% chance that they will be making it to Las Vegas. There has to be like a gigantic, weird thing that happens in the league for them to qualify for just playoffs and not for the Las Vegas trip. But we can probably expect them coming out here to Las Vegas, to the West Coast.
I agree. I fully agree. Nerve is one of those teams that has to come. They'll probably be their next or following, because I'd say they're second in their bracket as far as skill level. Definitely a great team. They could take it all, actually.
One of the big shockers, I would say.
I didn't expect them to do so well.
Them and I would say Scurry Hard are the two teams that I've been really looking forward to. Of course, Fulcrum Gaming and Simp Main are the other two teams that already have been established and basically declared the titans of, I guess, not just WGLNA, but North America altogether.
They are the teams to beat.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at the teams that will be playing for today. As I said, really looking forward to Scurry Hard and Fulcrum. But first up for the match, it's going to be Simple Tankers versus Refuse to Die, our second match of the day. Simp versus Cuttingham's. Third match is going to the big one, as I was always saying. Fourth match is Turtle Police versus Cazadores. And the fifth match is going to be Bear Huggers versus River of Blood. You know, River of Blood really coming around from last week. I think, you know, if they go undefeated here, they will be 4-3. And that means they will qualify for at least playoffs and maybe even qualify for the whole the Las Vegas trip. So I'm looking forward to that. A lot of great storylines coming around today. What's your favorite match for today?
I'm definitely looking forward to Fulcrum v Scurry Hard, but Simple Tankers and Refuse to Die. This is a point where Simple Tankers can bring it back and will qualify, but I think Refuse to Die, they're 1-4 right now.
Yes.
So they can come back and they can qualify, but it has to be in the playoffs, right?
I was actually going through it mathematically, and unfortunately it's impossible for them to even qualify for the playoffs because River of Blood beat out Simple Tankers last week.
What if a team drew?
Well, maybe. I actually haven't thought of that.
If one of the teams drew,
Yeah.
they would both get 1 point.
You're
That means
absolutely
whoever
right.
was in the lead.
Holy moly.
That's just a weird one, though.
I was just doing wins and losses the whole time.
Yeah.
Well,
Draws.
good call.
Yeah.
Everybody could be drawing out, and all of a sudden they come out of nowhere, Refuse to Die. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the competitive format because it does operate a little bit differently than, I guess, pub play.
Yeah, so 7 players per team. And with those 7 players, you get 42 tier points to work with, tanks being worth as many points as they are tiered. So tier 8 is the max, tier 1 minimum. You see a lot of tier 1, tier 8 play. And each match is a best of 5. Now, it's usually first to 3, but it can go to best of 5. And after that, if both teams are dead even, we have draws, maybe 1 win for each side or 2 wins for each side, and you have a draw, it can go past 5, and it can go to all 8 maps. And after that, it is a draw.
That's right.
And they take 1 point each.
And as you said, draws are pretty brutal, and they can actually affect your score very substantially in that running for Las Vegas. Let's also look at the groups, as we have 2 groups lined up. Today we'll be focusing on Group A, but we'll have 1 match from Group B. Fulcrum Gaming, Turtle Police, Bear Huggers, Simple Tankers are the invited teams that started out here, and then we have the qualified teams, River of Blood, Refuse to Die, Scurry Hard, and Cazadores. Now, in Group B, there's only 1 match coming from it, and I believe it's Simp versus Cunningham's.
You are correct.
That will be a match that I'm also looking forward to. Cunningham's is, one of those newer teams as well. Against Simp Main, you can't complain with that.
And if they did beat Simp, that would be a huge upset right now. And Simp is going to be going to Las Vegas, but if the Cunninghams beat them, I believe that would mean they'd have 4 wins, right?
Cunninghams currently are at 3-2, so if they have 4 wins, they're looking really good to be qualifying for Las Vegas. So they need that win. Maybe, who knows, Simp will be a little bit more bold today.
Try something new?
Yeah, they can basically do whatever they want and still make it to Vegas. So we could see anything. Maybe the B team even comes out. Who knows?
Who knows?
Also, we want to talk about how you can be involved in the conversation. Of course, we over here are active, not only on Twitter, but on Facebook. You can tweet at us at WGLNA. Also, like us on Facebook at WGLNA. And also, for all the VODs, you can go over to WGLNA.com. It's kind of a trend that we have.
Yeah, I'm seeing a pattern here, man. I think it has to do with WGL and then followed by NA?
Yes.
Something like that.
Definitely so. And also, don't forget our Reddit, reddit.com/r/w or World of Tanks. Excuse me. That's the one thing that changes up on me. Sorry, guys. That being said, guys, we are about to go into our first match. Let's go ahead and take a look at these two team captains. Guys, how you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Oh, it is Junior. Oh, man. I was not expecting you to be there.
What are you,
I heard everything. Thanks.
Oh, that's awkward. All right, guys. So, obviously, I'll start out with you, Junior. You are 3-2 in the league. You're against, a team that is, I guess, the underdog right now. What have you done to prepare against Refuse to Die, or are you going into this just, I guess, just preparing for Vegas, just preparing all around, etc.?
We've been keeping it pretty vanilla, practicing with Fulcrum and the other teams that we had before, and my co-captains have been prepping some specific stuff, so hopefully they're not wrong, and hopefully we get everything right.
A Bag of Kittens, I've gotten to talk to you a lot, and I know you're extremely passionate. I know you prepare, just listening to some of the teams, you actually prepare more than a lot of these other teams in our league that are doing fairly well. What would it mean to you to beat a team like Simple Tankers?
I think it would be pretty exciting for the entire team. I think you guys earlier in your broadcast were saying we're kind of in a rough spot, and to take home the win tonight would be awesome. It'd kind of be a second breath of life into the team. Not to say that at the end of season 1 we're done. By no means. We're looking ahead to WCG in season 2 coming back, but a win tonight would definitely be pretty exciting for everybody.
All right. Bag of Kittens, I have to ask, many teams have trouble staying together and staying solid, especially after losing. What keeps your team together so well and keeps you guys as motivated as you are right now to win and maybe make it to Vegas?
Team showers are pretty helpful. No, I'm kidding. No, I think we're pretty good because at the end of a fight, I don't try to sit down with everybody and focus on what we did wrong right away. I usually like to give people some space, some time. Say, hey, everybody, take an hour, take a couple hours, or maybe we'll just reconvene tomorrow. Just because I know it's pretty stressful for me, it's pretty stressful for everyone involved. So it's nice to sort of let people process on their own time, and then when everyone's ready, get back together and talk about it.
Are you saying you treat them like a bag of kittens?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, and then if things start going the wrong way, I suppose there's always a local bridge. So. Yeah.
Well,
chop them off the bridge. No, I'm kidding. No.
Well, good luck to you, Refuse to Die, and A Bag of Kittens, of course, and good luck to you, Junior, and Simple Tankers. Simple Tankers, you guys are the higher seed, so I'm going to let you call it in the air. Heads or tails?
Heads.
And it is tails. Tails never fails.
Never.
I keep telling you this. All right, so A Bag of Kittens, would you like to pick map or defer?
We'll pick map. I'll take Ensk.
Ensk, and Simple Tankers side?
South.
Ensk south for Simple Tankers. Of course, Refuse to Die, you guys will be on the north side. Good luck, gentlemen, and I look forward to you guys on the battlefield. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ensk as we kick off the first battle of the day. It is week number 3. Let's take a look at all the tanks.
Yep, so 4 Simple Tankers. We have 2 5100s, 2 IS-3s, and a T-69. Oh, wow. Right off the bat, Junior getting a T-1 kill. Got to interrupt us there.
Yeah,
that is
so.
Nice shot from Junior. But I'm going to get back to the tanks real quick. There is actually a 110 for Refuse to Die. I think that's an interesting tank choice. I want to see what gun he mounts. 2 5100s, an IS-3, a T-69, Quasi-R, of course, in a T-1, and CMO already down in his T-1.
Really unfortunate. Obviously, those T1s are those wards. One team going out to the west side, one team going out to the east side. Of course, the north side is going to be, come on, Andre, Refuse to Die. South side is Simple Tankers.
Yep.
As it stands, when you do north versus south, or excuse me, east versus west, it's normally, we've seen in the past, going to be a draw, but we'll see if either of these teams want to make an aggressive stance.
Well, if you remember in the past, we saw Simple Tankers actually cross the tracks, little to no fear to cross the tracks and to start a fight. I believe they've adopted a strategy of going east simply because they want the enemy to have to come after them, hoping to keep that control that you get when you spawn south. Because, I mean, the shots you have on your own cap from the south and going east are so much better than if you were to go west. that kind of just that cap.
And let's be honest, like a lot of these teams don't set up to punish big east pushes, even if it's coming. They have a T1 over there. They know it's coming. You can normally just go down that east side, kill the fast T1, and then back up and play 42 versus 41. A lot of teams have been opting to do that, just knowing that, okay, no team really prepares for east side pushes. If they do, all of their tanks are on that side, and we're going to go into a brawl.
Quasar is going to go down. That's going to be both T1s for Refuse to Die going down. Zakume getting the kill there. Nice shot. And it looks like Quasar was caught destroying the cover on the north cap here. So it was a good job of him destroying all that cap. It's going to really discourage a cap push. I think Enderis might go down here. No, he is going to make it to the cover, so good job there. But now begins the cap for Simple Tankers. Refuse to Die making it back, but there goes Enderis. No good cover for him, and the angle on that 5100 shot, very good right there.
Ooh, IS-3 shot is going to whiff right there, and the second one's going to whiff as well, as all of Simple Tankers are just surging into the flag area, or at least the screening flag area. I don't think they're going to be able to get that much done just because they have to cross tracks.
Yep, here's Bag of Kittens. Wow, tons of misses going out here.
Yeah.
I'm seeing bounces and misses all over the place as tanks are just trying to get into cover. Ruthven and Pub Whisperer down really low, though.
58 out of 1,400 right now for Pub Whisperer. Not looking good, as it looks like Simple Tankers are still trying to be a little bit aggressive, but they're caught in this amazing crossfire.
Here goes Valkyrie Vewas, a fantastic shot. He's mounting the 100 mil, by the way, so he's not going to hit for that 390. He's going to hit for so much less, about 320 average. As Gringley is going to peek out here. Z-Slayer going down to 440, and that is Pub Whisperer going down. Nice shot through the tracks there.
That's right, but look at this crossfire, just beautifully done. Simple Tankers really overextending here and getting punished so hard. Ruthven Carlisle gets taken out by Scringley in that IS-3, and now Z-Slayer, again, we talk about him down to 143 hit points. Zakume is low as well at 330, and down he goes. Another big IS-3 hit.
That is so huge, and there's a shot right through the train tracks. World War II Fanatic, fantastic shot right through the train tracks. Junior is the only one left alive here. Poor guy. Oh, forgot about J Smooth, but a T1.
Yeah.
Hardly.
Everybody's going to go down. Refuse to Die picking up the big win, being down 2 points right off the bat. Simple Tankers are not able to hold their aggressive stance. Simple Tankers really need this win to clinch a spot over to make it to Vegas, which is obviously where all the money is.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure they're looking forward to that. Let's go ahead and introduce the teams. In the north side, we have Simple Tankers as the blue team, and the red team on the south side is going to be Refuse to Die. Let's take a look at tanks now.
Yep, so for Simple Tankers, we have two 5100s, two IS-3s, and a T-69. But for Refuse to Die, you have two 5100s, an IS-3, a KV-5, good call there, Dan, and a T-69.
That's right. The KV-5 is something that we've been seeing a lot more, and of course, Refuse to Die has been a big proponent of the KV-5, but we haven't seen it implemented absolutely beautifully. Still, it does take, the purpose is to take those initial shots. It's to be that counter for the autoloaders. Of course, if you waste all your ammo on that KV-5, it represents some sort of nuisance in the beginning stages, but it doesn't really output a lot of damage. Still, it could be that moving wall that really blocks a lot of shots, is annoying, and of course, can bounce a couple shots as well.
Yeah, I completely agree there. The KV-5 is also a good tank, I'd say, against the T-69, because T-69, they'll be shooting heat rounds, which do have great penetration, but the KV-5 does have that spaced armor and just so much strength. So I feel like it's a strong tank to bring when you know your enemy's going to bring T-69.
Definitely so. Well, look at this, a big push up. Tank Alley is going to probably catch a couple tanks out of position. Actually, 3 tanks out of position, 3 tier 8s. Can they take out Zakume in time? There's that IS-3 over there that is sitting all alone. Actually, not alone. Next to the other IS-3. One shot gets off with that AMX 5100 World War II Fanatic, able to take a little bit of HP off of these 2 tanks, while 5 tanks now are out of position.
Yep, so Pub Whisperer did get back in time along with Junior, and they have tried to put shots out, but Junior did take a hit. I don't think he put out any damage of his own. I don't see any damage having gone out on Refuse to Die right now. They've only lost that T1, but I think Simple Tankers has lost so much more health. This puts them at a disadvantage, and that KV5 is going to come into play. So
it's going to be fantastic. I love the initiative that Refuse to Die has been taking throughout this battle. Yes, of course, it's only been 3 minutes so far, but they've done such a good job, and now forcing movement by taking that cap, engaging against Ruthven Carlisle. Down he goes.
Wow, such a huge hit. Ruthven being caught out completely as Zakume left his battle buddy alone.
Colonel Angus, though, he needs to be careful. He is down to 279 hit points. One shot, and down he goes.
Junior wasted a shot on the corpse of Colonel Angus. That could be huge here because of the damage needed to come back in this fight.
KV5 is doing a good job. Ooh, down. Who is that? Colonel Angus is going to be taken out.
Pub Whisperer goes down in the 5100. He is going to be killed in B9, just around the corner from where from Zakume here.
All right, well, it is 4 Tier 8 tanks to 3 Tier 8 tanks, so a big advantage going out for Refuse to Die. Again, just pushing the envelope ever so slightly and getting paid off because of it. Now, what does Simple Tankers realistically do once they're down this much? And they're probably clipping for the most part.
Yeah, well, Junior is going to find the T1 Quasar here. Nice shot. Going to keep on moving. Very smart here. I think Junior might try and go into the keyhole, or he will continue. No, he's going to continue going west. All right. I feel like this is a chance for Refuse to Die to catch Zakume out alone. Yeah. I'm really scared for Zakume right now. But Red Base is under attack. 31 seconds left. Refuse to Die has to return to base.
Yeah, and it looks like all of them are returning to base as we speak. Even though, I mean, it's 20 seconds, you do have time to get back there, but actually it's going to be really, really tight. We're going to see right now. Oh, wait, there are 2 on cap? Wow.
Yeah. There are 2 T1s on cap, and it looks like that is Zakume staying at base to defend just in case a counter cap happens. 5 seconds.
5 seconds. I don't know if he's going to get back in time. Anubis needs to get there. He needs to just peek around the corner. 1 second, and Red Base is captured. So unfortunate. Just a second hesitation is going to be the reason why they do not win this, tying up the series 1-1. Simple Tankers will take it in day number 9 of the WGLNA. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WGLNA. My name is Andre Greator Pangshoa. We're in battle number 5 now between Refuse to Die and Simple Tankers. Joined alongside me is, of course, Randall Rootkill Holcomb. Randall, what did you think of that last match?
I feel like Simple Tankers is playing for a draw, and we were talking about it on the break, and maybe they're trying to get the maps they don't want to play out of the way.
Yeah. It could be that. They're just pitching some tents up on a camp.
I don't know why you would ever want to camp, though. I
don't know.
Yeah, it seems like if you're going to play for the draw, what are you playing for?
If we look at past games, though, from Refuse to Die, they have been, I want to say, needlessly aggressive sometimes.
Yeah.
And because of that, they've gotten into situations where they just throw the game because they want to attack. They're attacking into a bad position. And maybe Simple Tankers is saying, well, I'm reading what you've done in the past and saying, okay, I'm going to let you make the mistakes, and then I'll get the win off of that.
Do you think they're playing a little too passively? Because if you play too passively, you can't aggress into something so passive.
I'm not sure, honestly. I'm really not sure with what they're thinking. But of course, I know Frodan definitely has ideas about what happened in that battle number 4. Frodan, what's going on, man?
Yeah, I have ideas, but in the end, they're just ideas. Let's go ahead and jump to my screen so I can get ready to show you guys a little bit what I'm thinking. So this blue line is kind of the imaginary zone in which red is not allowed to cross. If you do, we're going to light you up, whether it's shots from the people over here on the island or even from Junior who can support from there. But as soon as we saw, I believe, Ruthven drop, all of a sudden their round of influence came over here, so they're even more defensive. Now, something that's really interesting to note is that some people, like some teams like Fulcrum, for example, and I hope I'm not revealing too much of their strategies, but I've seen them try to utilize a 1390 on the island, whether it's something like Friction that goes up and tries to flank. But you can see that even then, Simple Tankers is very prepared for it, because then everyone else from Fulcrum usually just does a 4-man push up the middle, tries to ambush anybody that's hovering over D5, or in this case, it's T32s. So in this regard, I think Randall is perfectly right. It's just the hardest camp. There's no avenues in which really you can take. The lighthouse, the T-32s can just immediately shut down immediately, and you can just zone that off. If you try doing, I mean, approaching through the town is almost impossible. We saw the WZ-132 to take multiple rounds back and forth. It just felt like at one point, Refuse to Die didn't want to throw away another game yet again. And I mean, again, since just in the Battle 5,
Sure.
I'm going to toss it back to you guys because
Actually,
I'm
stay
pretty
on the
lost in
screen
terms
real
of
quick.
strategy.
Stay on the screen because I feel like Refuse to Die, if they had the same exact position, they could actually retreat from the center ground, go all the way into the EF 1 and 2 line. And that sounds crazy, but what you're looking to
Staying
do,
over here.
yes, you know those T-32s are in D4 and C4. Where they don't want to be is in that sand dune over there. They don't want to be fighting there because they can't hold down. So take out those two T-69s all the way on the side, and then from there, the T-32s are not in the best position, right? They can't get that hold down position, and you can have the advantage. Although it's very bold, they didn't have the HP to do that, and that's why we didn't see that, last game. As we move into battle number 5, keep in mind, guys, it is all tied up, and the winner of this next battle will win the match. It can go to a draw, where we will have overtime. We now move over to Abby. Taking the Abbey can be good, can be bad, but it's all based on what your lineup is. And what is that?
So Simple Tankers has brought two 5100s,
Oh my God.
a Pershing,
A Pershing.
a T-69, and a 1390. Very interesting lineup here from the Simple Tankers, but Refuse to Die has taken something much more conventional, three 5100s and two T-69s.
That Pershing is really interesting to me. Of course, we haven't seen a lot of the Pershing, and if we have, it's all been on Prokhorovka. But
Yeah.
what are your thoughts on Abbey of all places?
I personally love the Pershing as a tank. Before the autoloaders were the tank to bring, the Pershing was a tank that I would bring in tournaments all the time because it has a strong 90mm, which is very similar to the 90mm you see on the T-69. It balances fire rate, it's got great pen, very strong accuracy. It's a strong gun, and it doesn't hit especially hard, but the DPM is fantastic out of the Pershing. So it complements, I think, the T-69. Now, you could say you could bring a T-32 instead, mount the same 90mm cannon, but have more health and a little more armor. Same hold, and even better hold down.
Hold that thought right now. We have 5 Tier 8 tanks just pushing up the west side. This can be terrible for Simple Tankers as they're pretty spread out over here. We have a light tank that's somewhere over to the middle or the west side. I'm sure they're just making sure that they maintain Abbey control. But if Refuse to Die really wants to pull the trigger here, they will be in a great position to take out at least one Tier 8 tank.
I'd completely agree. But on top of that, Refuse to Die has to actually figure out where Simple Tankers is, because if they were to push in right now with all of these tanks as they are, objectively you'd say, if you were only looking from Refuse to Die's standpoint, you'd say that's a bad idea. What if there are 5 tanks of just waiting, and then you're walking into, and on top of that, you're walking into 3 autoloaders, even if just in this situation. So that could be a tank down immediately, where you could actually get not enough damage in return, lose out on that potential damage, even out of fight, maybe even lose the battle.
This is where I would love to see from Refuse to Die when you commit 5 tanks to that western side, both Tier 1s going straight into the middle and exposing a Tier 8. Right now we have, you can see that in C8, there's that one T1 that's just chilling over there. If both of them went to the Abbey, I don't care if you're proxy spotted, I don't care if you're going to be killed. At least that's going to be a big trigger for you to engage and then back up all the way. Of course, you have to defend against your cap, but you can engage against whatever Tier 8 tanks are over there and take a big tier point advantage.
Take a look at this, and Darius in his 1390 is going deep.
Wow.
This is bold, I'd say.
This is very bold. Quasar is going to be scouted out here in that T1. He was not behind any brush. Guess what? Down he's going to go very, very soon.
Quasar could have put out a little damage of his own right here, but it looks like Enderis. Oh, a track shot.
Enderis?
There he goes.
There
2 shots. A little inefficient, but lucky for Enderis, there's no one around to punish him for wasting any shells.
But Enderis is scared right now. He's going to furrow back into the east side and make sure that he is absolutely a-okay. Screenly is going to spot out 2 T1s as he will also be spotted out in the center of the Abbey.
Hack took a hit.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he took a hit
from the T1.
From T1 Scringley. I wonder how he even got spotted from out there. I guess he tried to fire on Scringley, but it doesn't look like Scringley took any damage. So good for him. It does look like Ruthven and Hack could go into the Abbey right now, maybe take out Scringley, get some vision control here, and that kind of pressure could allow Simple Tankers to win over Refuse to Die. Refuse to Die not really doing much from their position in the west. They are covering the Abbey a little bit.
I mean, the west side, it's definitely that side where it's you either make a move or you back up completely and don't really sit here because the position, you can't really fight for much. In the center, though, of the Abbey, there's that AMX 1390 that is approaching up here. 1 T69 is spotted out. Junior sticking out there will take down Scringley.
And Darius was just getting into position to take down Scringley. He was just fitting through one of the tiny doorways in the Abbey, getting ready to go for the kill, but now he doesn't need to.
Refuse to Die being so bold with this. They're pushing in here. Remember, there's 2 Tier 1 still up. The same thing that happened on Bruenberg can now happen on Abbey. Shots are going to be fired, and no Tier 8 tank is going back to defend Cap. 1 T69 is going to go down. A bag of kittens will fall. And this is not looking good at all. Pershing will eventually take World War II Fanatic out. Yes, he will.
Fight's going to go. It looks like it's going to go to Simple Tankers here. The consistent fire.
How did that happen?
Pershing, after Anubis and Colonel Angus are going to be unloaded, J-Smooth here has every opportunity to track Anubis right now and destroy him. Track Anubis, J-Smooth. That is what you do in a Pershing. Oh, it looks like Colonel Angus still has shots. How many, though?
I'm not sure.
He's fired
look
2?
Like he has much more, though.
He looks like he's empty now.
He's definitely empty. The Pershing has only 1 more shot left, and he would die. Doesn't even matter. 4v5 and still able to clean up everything. It really shows you, maybe the power of that Pershing and being able to have that consistent fire throughout the entire battle. He's able to get a lot out. Doesn't matter. Cap is up, and there it is. Red base is captured. Refuse to Die will fall, and Simple Tankers will take the match win.